I want to offer my 2 cents on this whole Signal group chat that everybody got to be a part of except me. I don't know how that happened. You had people like JD Vance, Tulsi Gabbard, National Security Advisor Mike Walls, Pete Hegseth, among others in there, basically going over the plan to attack Yemen's Houthi rebels. And one of the other people that was included in this chat was a journalist and editor for The Atlantic, Jeffrey Goldberg. How that happens, I don't know. I know I've accidentally sent a message to someone that it wasn't intended to, but I am not a high-ranking official in the Trump administration, so I can kind of get away with it, but I think it is just pure nonsense for the people out there who are defending this fuck up and not acknowledging the hypocrisy when we had to deal with, Trump basically, not deal with, but we heard Trump calling out Hillary Clinton for her whole scam involving the emails and throw her in jail. I get all that, and I wholeheartedly agree that there needs to be some sort of accountability for this type of action, especially when it's in regards to high sensitive information. But then again, you can't be partaking in the exact same actions, and then when you get caught, and it's not even getting caught, you're just the incompetence of this guy Michael Walls. I don't even know how they're defending this guy. They're basically just coming out and slamming Jeffrey Goldberg, which makes zero sense to me too. He has the receipts, we can all see, and if you go and look at the text messages, that's probably not stuff that you want out to the public. All right, and imagine if that, I don't know how secure that platform is, but imagine that thread, that message thread or chain was hacked, and you're putting our military in harm's way, and that falls on just insane incompetency. But don't turn around and just try and throw it on the journalist. You got to be accountable at this point. We should demand that from all of our leaders, whether you're Republican, whether you're Democrat. Very plain and simple. We can't be putting our own soldiers at risk, and you can't be partaking in the same shenanigans that you were calling people out on for years. All right, it blows me away that we're willing to just look over common sense at the expense of being extremely loyal to people that we ultimately don't know what their intentions are. And the other thing is the Trump administration has been dealing with leaks. We just got the story about the Pentagon briefing Elon on a potential war with China, and they come out and slam that. But then we have this happen, and it's well, what do you want us to believe? Now your credibility is just all in question, right? So that's my 2 cents on it. I don't know what ultimately happens with this Michael Walls guy, but I don't even know how that happens. How do you include somebody who reports on you, and if this guy doesn't even like you, how does that information get into his hands? Michael Walls is probably the leak, first off, and that guy's job needs to be in question at the most. I don't know. That was wild to me.